What's going on, everybody? We are back again with an all new Let's Talk About. And this is something that I really do want to talk about. This is the first volume drop of a new series by the creator of Tokyo Ghoul. I have the first manga set in my possession, and then I also ordered Tokyo Ghoul Re, so I should have that sooner or later. And with those, I will have the whole completed Tokyo Ghoul verse, unless there's like short stories or something that I don't know about. If there are, please let me know if you know. But we're not talking about that. We will at some point. I'm gonna start. I'll do videos or a video or something about Tokyo Ghoul, but I don't know if you guys want to see that or not, because I'm sure there's like 1,000 videos about that series since it's super popular between the anime and the manga, and I really did enjoy the anime. But what we're actually here to talk about today is Choujin X, and I've quite enjoyed this first volume, and I feel like there's a lot of potential as to where it's going to go in the future. So, without further ado, let's show you guys some panels. I'm going to do some voiceover stuff, and if you haven't read the series, hopefully I can help guide you along to getting started with it. Or if you have already read it, I'd love to know your thoughts. Whether you're reading it on the Viz app or you're reading these volumes as they drop. If you could, no spoilers, I would appreciate it. I think we would all appreciate it, as that is not cool to gatekeep. But let's do it. Let's talk about Choujin X. I have not yet read Tokyo Ghoul, so I can't speak to how this manga compares to that one. What I can say, however, is that Choujin X was a lot of fun to read. Given my experience with the Tokyo Ghoul anime, I was expecting this story to be a lot darker than it is. It's way more entertaining than anything, though parts of it do get bloody and gruesome. The characters we've met so far have been interesting enough. Their Choujin abilities are unique to each of them. One woman can turn into a giant snake. Another dude produces flames from the tips of his fingers like Judah from Fire Punch. He engulfs an entire plane full of people in flames, and all of that to find the blessed person amongst them. He's like Mr. Glass from Unbreakable, derailing a whole train just to find the sole survivor, a hero to his villain. We have two leads in this tale instead of one, and they couldn't be any more polar opposite. One dude is a city boy, and the other is a country girl, kicking off the opening lyrics to the Journey song, Don't Stop Believing. Country girl is on a plane. She's on her way to compete at a fair with her prized tomatoes that she and her grandpa both cultivated. It's shaped like a heart, if I remember correctly. A weird gaunt man, overly tall, appears and is rude to an old woman with whom Ellie, the country girl, is speaking. Ellie stands up for the elderly lady, as the strange man is about to hit her for, according to him, being in the way. 2 seconds later, the plane is completely engulfed by flames. On the other side of this chaos is Tokyo, who has never made a decision for himself in the whole of his life. He's essentially the sidekick in someone else's story. He's also a bit of a slacker. He relies on his best friend Azuma to make the plays, and he follows along with whatever the other teenager does. He even gets into the same school as Azuma by studying his butt off. There is definitely potential there. He isn't completely useless. Otherwise, Tokyo as a character is pretty uninspired, but it makes total sense. He's been set up that way. He's a blank canvas to be broken in, so to speak, brought to life. Ellie so far has had the most entertaining arc. She's being chased around the city by the guy that set the plane on fire. He commands a gang of dudes with sheep helmets at one point. He sends them after Ellie, and there is this hilarious chase where Ellie is on a tractor and she's zipping around. She goes off a cliff and it's raining sheep dudes as they go after her. It was so surreal and incredibly well executed. Felt myself thinking, if this ever gets an anime adaptation, I cannot wait to see it brought to life. The story for the most part takes place in the 90s, but I don't feel like that aspect has played an integral part yet. Like, I'd forgotten it takes place in the 90s. For me, I like period pieces to include period things or settings, cassette tapes or VHS tapes, hell, even VCRs. Cement into the reader's head, oh yeah, the story takes place in a different time. Maybe those elements were there in the volume and I just missed them. I'm not sure. It's not a deal breaker, but it does help with immersion. It's more a pedantic nitpick on my part than anything. I'm super interested in seeing where the relationship of Ellie and Tokyo will go in the series, given how this volume ends, which I won't spoil, but there is a scene with Tokyo that is inspiring me to believe he will definitely become a force to reckon with. What I'd like to see in the next part is where Tokyo will go as a character and if he'll develop his abilities and learn about ones he didn't even know he had. Growth and exploration should be important for any character. It looks like Ellie linked up with an organization herself, though I won't go too into that for spoiler reasons. I'm a massive fan of the frantic sort of art style throughout this manga. Some lines are clean and well drawn, and then it goes into berserker spastic mode with lines all over the place. I remember referring to a different series in the same vein, calling it the Ralph Steadman style of drawing. Choujin next falls into the same category, but it fits accordingly. I don't have any predictions, but feel it could either continue to be witty and clever, or it could get brutally depressing. Only time will tell. I wasn't sure, what I was going to get myself into going into Choujin X, but I knew it was the same dude who did Tokyo Ghoul. And based on the artwork, and then I'll show you the volume 2 cover as well. But based on the artwork, it looked like it was going to be wild as hell. I thought it was going to be a lot crazier than it is. But I mean, when I was looking for screenshots or whatever to do this video, I saw things that are going to happen later on in the future of this story, and it looks like it is going to get insane. And I don't want to show you those panels. I'm not going to show you anything that doesn't happen in this part of the series so far in this first volume. I will, pick these up as they drop, and if anything, I'll just I'll read these volumes as they drop, because I feel like that way I'm reading it for the first time, because once I've already read a series, I just pick the volumes up just to add them to the collection. That's what I'm doing with Dan, because I'm already reading it on the Viz app, and it's going to be a lot of work for me to start it back over again, to read the physical volume. But I am buying the physical volumes to actually support that specific creator, and then I'll use them to do my videos, whether it's let's talk about or let's review or whatever. And so I'll use those volumes for that, and then I could also just go back through and reread it physically if I so chose. But for the most part, I do buy them after I've already read it on the Viz app. I just buy it just to support it, to support that creator, like I did with Chainsaw Man. I read all of Chainsaw Man pretty much chapter for chapter on the Viz app, and I ended up just buying all of Chainsaw Man because I love Tatsuki Fujimoto and I want to support everything that he does. And I did actually start rereading Chainsaw Man physically, because I'd read it digitally, so I didn't have the enjoyment of, physically holding the volume in your hand, because there's a different kind of a joy, there's the joy of reading the story, which you can do online, because some of these volumes are going to drop for a long time, for a year or maybe even longer. When you can just read it online, you get that benefit. But then when the physical volume drops and you can hold it in your hands, and that image that was on your phone, that image was just however big, you see it now. And it's such a different experience, because there's always such minute details, such fine details in the artwork that aren't always present when a series is transferred to the screen. For an example, I'm doing a video about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the manga that Araki wrote, it's so finely detailed. There's so many tiny details in every expression of everything that everyone does. And then I go watch, the anime for that first part with Jonathan Joestar. I go watch the anime for that, and it's so toned down in comparison to the crazy as hell artwork that this dude, did so much painstaking effort to bring to life, to bring these characters to life, to bring Dio to life, and Jonathan Joestar and Zeppeli and all these iconic characters. I feel like it's gonna be the same thing with Choujin X, with Sui Ishida's artwork, and I kind of am excited in the sense to pick up and start reading Tokyo Ghoul, because of how different his artwork is in the Tokyo Ghoul manga, because I'd seen bits and pieces of that artwork, versus the anime, and it's been a while since I've seen the anime, But I did like the anime, and I do like the anime quite a bit. And I know the ending was questionable, and from my understanding, it's not even the actual complete ending of the series or anything. I am gonna go tackle the manga, and get to the bottom of it. See everything for myself as it was drawn by Sui Ishida. I've really enjoyed his artwork here. And it feels like this character is getting set up for something that's going to come, and it's probably going to get a lot darker. I feel like, in a sense, it's got like that Evangelion thing, you know, with Shinji, where he feels so weak in the beginning, and he's like, I can't do it, I can't do anything. And this dude the lead in this has that same, Tokyo, his name is. Tokyo he's one of the leads, there's two leads, Tokyo and Ellie, and Tokyo definitely has like the I'm so weak, the oh poor me thing going on. But I feel like he's gonna end up eventually turning into like Kaneki in Tokyo Ghoul, where he goes from like 0 to 100. You know what I mean? Like after his whole transformation and whatnot. But I am 100% excited and looking forward to where Choujin X will go, and I hope that you are also excited for that. This is probably going to be my 100th video on the channel, and hopefully nothing happens with YouTube that they decide that my videos are no longer okay to be on YouTube with my showing panels and whatnot, because I know that's the thing that's kind of frowned upon. Hopefully no issues arise, and I really do hope that this channel is able to thrive and grow, you know, because it's already growing more than I ever thought it would. And this being like the 100th video on my channel, and hopefully it stays that way, that like none of my videos get taken down. I just wanted to give a quick toast. I used to do these for my final journeys. I don't do those anymore, but those were a big part of my channel, and I always used to do a toast at the beginning of them, but I'm doing it at the end of the video just to say a big thank you. Thank you for sticking around, for showing me love, for being there. So if you got something to drink, if you got something in your hand, I don't know what you got over there, but let's cheers to that. Well, yeah, let's cheers to that, and thank you for sticking around. With that, I will say, see you guys next time. It does mean the world to me that you stick around and watch my videos, so please take care of yourselves.
By the hands of God, I stand as a wrench between your wheeling cog, fastening my belt, bracing myself to withstand against all odds. Himself shadow runners, battle ready, murder dogs, rip the skin off your horses, triumph and smash the sorceress, lethal forces. The failure of your ambitions is more painful than divorces. Smash its own piece on the doorway, when the door hits, that's it, call it quits. Zipped up in plastic, cremated, melted like elastic. Dreams don't mean shit, in this life they don't exist.